Hey everyone, welcome back to Key Lessons, and today we have a deck profile on Super Saiyan God Trunks, Crimson Warrior, or as I'm calling the deck, Haired Shanks. On my last video I talked about how I built this deck, and now we're just going to show the deck in its totality and go through what the cards do and why they're in there. Alright, so if you don't know this leader, he activate mains once per turn, choose one black card in your hand and send it to your warp and draw 2 cards. So you don't need to attack to do that, so that's pretty great, especially if you go first. And you can awaken either at 4 life or when you have 5 Saiyans in your warp. So you can awaken at 8 life if everything goes well. Once he's awakened, when he attacks, he draws 2 cards and then warps 1. Auto once per turn. When your opponent attacks a unison card, you can switch this card to active mode, and the reason to do that is because he has blocker. And the reason he has blocker is so you can protect your unison. I'm not 100% on the ruling on this, but the way I've been playing it so far and the way I would assume it would work is when the auto goes off and he restands, he can instantly block right then and there. Hopefully that's how it works. And then, so activate main once per turn, Spirit Boost 1 energy, place 2 black battle cards from your warp into their owner's drop areas, and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to its owner's warp. So there's a little bit of removal there without needing cards to do it. Your leader does it built in. Alright, so let's go through everything else now. Our unison is Supreme Kai of Time opposing the Empire. She is the unison that came in the set, and she's probably the one to go with because her +1 is if you lead cards of Black Saiyan, send up 3 cards to the top of your deck to your warp, which you will want to do because you have a lot of cards that get played from the warp. Auto once per turn, if you lead cards of Black Trunks Xeno card, and it's your turn. When a black battle card is played from your warp, draw 1 card and add a marker to this card. So that's pretty cool. My secret rare is Pan. Besides being one of the greatest secret rares, it's probably one of the only ones I have that work in this deck. My other black secret rare is Smoke Dragon, which would never be able to go off in this deck because all my drop is basically going to the warp most of the time. Now, we have battle cards that are played from the warp. So, first up, we've got the big boy, Super Saiyan God Trunks himself, Power Awakened. He has Deflect and Dual Attack. And when he is removed from your battle area, he will be removed from the game instead, so you can't infinitely loop him. When he attacks, he places 3 black battle cards from your warp to your drop. And so he does that twice because he's got dual attack. That basically puts 6 cards into your drop, so you can overwhelm 6 for some big boys. And he comes into play for 2 energy if you have 8 or more cards in your warp, and he's played from the warp. He's pretty good. Next up, we have Super Saiyan 3 Trunks. He costs 1 energy and a Spirit Boost to come out. And if you have 10 battle cards in your warp, he's got double strike. And then we have Gohan. He's just a 10k blocker. Odds are you're playing him because you got nothing better to do for the turn and you want to put a marker on Unison and draw a card. There is also available in the set a Goten that is a 10k critical, but you have to Spirit Boost to make him critical, and I don't think he's worth running. Now we have an Overwhelm package. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Beyond All Limits. This card is a must include into this deck, I think, because you will put cards into your warp that you didn't want to put into your warp, and he can rescue them. And he's 30k hitter, so that's pretty good, and it costs no energy to overwhelm into him. Next up, we have a bit of an old card. It is Trunks, Power Overseeing Time. He does the same thing as Goku, except he costs 2 energy to do it, but he can grab any battle card. Goku is limited to only battle cards that have energy costs between 3 and 7, whereas Trunks, he can grab super combos, and he can grab my Pan Xeno secret rare back, but be mindful that once you've used Pan's counter skill, you can't use it again, but you could still play her as a 40k hitter. And then for a bit of removal, I've put in Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I have found that before I put Vegeta in, I was really struggling to deal with cards with barrier, so I needed some barrier removal. And then finally, for just a little game ender, we have Bardock, which is basically standard across all decks these days. throw one of them in right for game when they think that they've survived all the attacks. So now for searches, we just have 2 copies of Trunks. He just looks for Black Saiyan or a Unison card. With Black Saiyan with an energy cost of 4. And now we have a thwarting engine, of course. So we've got 4 of these Gokus. They just draw a card. That's fine. And then I also have 2 of these. And I added these in after playing last night, so I haven't tested these, but I was using this one instead, and I was just not finding it very good. So I think True Fighting Spirit is the better way to go. So that's the Gokus, and for the Vegetas we have 2 of these critical ones. I like that better than the Goku because it'll be easier to go off, and I like critical better than double strike on a 15k card. And then our super combo is just for Vegetas. And now for the actual thwarting cards, we have 3 of the Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta and 2 of the Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 costs 4 energy, so he's a bit of a risky play, but if you think you're going for game, he's pretty good. And now, this is probably the one card that I would take out first if I'm making changes, but I just like it. It's Goku Saiyan Transcendence, so he can evolve on top of those Gokus we just showed before. And he's 25k double strike, and he can also help out your overwhelms by putting cards back into your drop. For our counter attack negates, we have 3 Pan, only 2 Supreme Kai of Time, which hurts because I really like this card, but I had to take one out and replace it with 1 Support of the Dark Empire. I know Support of the Dark Empire is really great, and it's an obvious inclusion. I fought against it. I'm like, nah, I like Supreme Kai of Time better, but I have been finding myself tapped out, really wishing I could negate, so I put Support as one of, and it can be in my hand for when I really need it. And then also 1 Super Kamehameha can come in clutch if you have it in hand at the right time. So obviously it would probably be better to have more, but we can't make the whole deck extra cards, can we? But there's more extra cards to come. We have 2 Realm of the Gods Crimson Warrior Strike. Card's pretty good. And then we have finally 3 Birth of the Crimson Hero. This card is, it's low-key pretty good. It's a problem remembering to use it, but when it's in your warp, you can burst 1, put it at the bottom of your deck, and it's a Sensu Bean for the battle, basically. It's a combo. It's a free combo. You think you have no cards in your hand, but wait, one of these is in your warp. So you gotta remember to use it, but if you do, great. So this is my list. It's hard to say if it's good or not because I was hoping the tournament I played in last night would be a real good indicator, and through no fault of the deck, I played terribly. So I'm not going to go out there and say this is a great build, but it might be. I need to learn the deck better, stop misplaying like a chump, and yeah, we shall see with a little bit more play how good Trunks is, but he is fun, that I can confirm. Alright guys, I hope you liked this deck profile. Stay tuned to this channel if you want to see more, give it a subscribe. And look out for next I'll be trying to build some green stuff. I'm really keen on the Beerus or the Champa, whatever. And I'm going to build, with the Vegeta promo leader, some red-blue Gogeta action when I get my hands on the promos, because I think that deck needs the promos. Alright guys, see you later.